Okay, it's that time of the day, and this is a very exciting show today because we've got several key supplements you're going to want to hear everything about, and we have a brand new product making its debut on this show today, and it's the Memory Renew. And here's Suzanne.
I'm glad you could remember my name. Have you ever gone to the phone to call somebody and then
Often.
you go, who's that? And
Or you go to the phone and you say, why am I calling this person?
Or you're in the middle of explaining something and you completely lose your train of thought. And you do. I remember I used to watch Mike Wallace do that. He would lose his train of thought and he'd go, but first I want to ask you about this, to give himself a chance to grab the memory.
What a brilliant journalist.
The best.
He did an interview with Mickey Cohen, who was a famous mafia figure. And my first question was, why would Mickey agree to do it? Because Mike Wallace wasn't the kind of enormous 60 Minutes where they would say, okay, we're not going to talk about this because we know it's embarrassing, but we really want you on the show. So what else should we not talk? They would never do that. So my first question was, what's Mickey Cohen, a mafia guy, being interviewed by Mike, who's going to tear him to pieces? And the second thing was, it's one of the best interviews I've ever seen.
Well, let's all look it up.
Okay.
You can find anything on YouTube.
I wonder if you can pull that. It's from the 60s, I think, or 50s.
I pulled up Lots of Luck.
Oh.
Lots of Luck. Don't pull it up. It's the first thing I ever did, and it was that 1973 when I wanted to fly down and see Alan Hamill, and I did it because I saw in the trades that there was an audition at NBC for Dom DeLuise's show, Lots of Luck, and it described me. Small town girl, doesn't know who she is, doesn't know what she looks like. And yesterday I was going through YouTube, and there it was. I am not good. This is my first acting job ever before Three's Company.
Of course, you realize you've just given this show the most incredible ad, okay?
Yeah, right. Don't watch it. It's
who's
terrible.
not going to watch it?
It's terrible. I had no timing. I had no idea of what doing a sitcom was, but Dom DeLuise was so good that I kind of just pretended we weren't acting.
He was great.
He was great. He was a good guy. And that show, being in that hallway, being discovered by Johnny Carson, what a weekend I had. Wednesday I went for the interview. Friday I was on the Tonight Show, and I also got the part that I should not have gotten it, but I did. And maybe there was something so naive about me that maybe that's what worked. But as a comedic actress, I watched this going, oh God, no timing, no, wait, hold back.
So,
yes.
Virtual Doctor said, amazing how beautiful this woman is. And then he follows up with, Alan, luckiest man on the planet. No kidding.
His name is Virtual Doctor?
Well, that's his moniker.
Handle. Oh, thank
or handle.
you.
Yeah, handle.
Wow, thank you.
We don't use moniker anymore.
But just Monica.
Just Monica.
Hello, Monica. My friend Monica Crowley is probably watching. Nice. She's a great girl. Kind of brilliant. I think she has at least one PhD, maybe more than that. Anyway, I would remember this, but yeah. I don't quite have the memory I once did, where I didn't forget anything. The first time you start losing your memory is when you go into hormonal decline. Remember that? If you're on bioidenticals, you're not having that, senior moment. But when you're low on hormones, man, it's you are.
Yep.
I remember this woman. She was a lounge singer in Vegas, and she was a friend of mine. She also lived in Malibu, and she used to call me. She'd go, who's the one? Remember we were, and this would go on, and to the point I go, you need estrogen so bad you can't remember anything. And she said, I know, I just can't remember what it is you tell me I need. Anyway, Anyway, we have come up with something so incredible. I love it's like a brain multivitamin, and it supports overall brain health. There are a lot of supplements that help you with your memory only, but this not only helps support your memory, but also your overall brain health, because the healthier your brain is, the better your memory is, the better your thoughts are, the better you are. The one thing none of us want to lose is our brain. We've all known people, we all are loving people right now who are in stages of brain death, and it's awful. It's just one of the worst things. I'm actually reading a book because I know somebody who's drifting away, and it's called The First Survivors of Alzheimer's. And I bought it because you never hear anybody surviving Alzheimer's. So when I finish that book, I'll tell you. But the things that are in this new product, Memory Renew. Let me read you a few things that are in there. It's for cognition and recall, working memory, executive function, lowering inflammation, lowering oxidative stress, improving blood flow. It's got wonderful things like phosphatidylserine, which I've been taking for a long
Let's
time.
hear you say that fast.
Phosphatidylserine.
Times.
Phosphatidylserine.
See?
It's fat-based. It helps support brain cell protection. You know, when I write a book, I don't quite know where it's going. I do the interviews with the most interesting brains that are out there at the moment. And what I realized in my book, A New Way to Age, was that the overriding theme was cell health. And then you think, yeah, we're 75, 85 percent cells, and I mean 75, 85 trillion cells, not percent, trillion cells. That's what you and I are. That's what makes up a human being. And the healthier you keep those cells, the better. Because the way it works is the more functioning cells you have, as opposed to the malfunctioning cells, is an indicator of your health and of your aging. If you're eating a lot of free radicals, fast food, excitotoxins, poor quality oils, oils are like the hidden little bad guy. These, not coconut oil, not flax oil, not fish oil, not butter, cream, sour cream, if they're organic. Those things are all healthy fats, and the body requires healthy fats. But the oils that they made up, Western, well, I won't say the names, but vegetable oils and poor quality omega-6 oils. Read one of my books, I talk about it in every book. That's bad stuff. That creates a cell with a membrane around it that is hard, like plastic. So when the free radicals come in, like, fast food, French fries and fast food, this and excitotoxins and all that, they come into the body, they attack the cells, and because the membrane is like plastic from poor quality oils, the cell dies, okay? You got too many of these dead cells in your body, it's not good. And we do, it's not today, but you can go online and we have something called Senolytic Renew, and Senolytic takes these dead cells, we take this every Friday, we take 3 capsules every Friday, and it's like a broom. It brushes away the debris into your bloodstream, and then you pee it out. It's kind of great. So anything that protects your cells, so phosphatidylserine protects your cells. And here's something that I don't even know how to, UMP, uridine 5 monophosphate. It's a compound found in breast milk. This ingredient is about helping support neurotransmitters like dopamine and acetylcholine. So everything
That's
in here.
That's a good one.
I know, we just got this today, and I'm very excited about it. I know that in our supplement little hat that I give to each of us every day, that the Memory Renew is now a new staple. I'm going to take it every day. Let me see, is it once a day? 2 capsules a day. So you can take them together.
Yeah, and that's a 30-day supply, so
Yeah.
you have 60 capsules in
Yeah,
there.
right.
Like all of Suzanne's supplements, she had some options about what to include in this, and she said load it with all the best things. So,
Loaded.
there are a lot of conventional products products, and there's one product on the, and the company that Suzanne works with, they go double-blind studies. Suzanne, if you want to tell them about the sage and the ashwagandha, those first two main ingredients are so important.
Ashwagandha is a new one that everyone's talking about, and I take ashwagandha for other reasons too. I take it for my muscles, because when I got so injured, and when you're lying in bed for a long time, you lose your muscle strength. And man, did that help me build up my muscle strength. That's not what we're selling today. We're talking about the brain, and it helps control cortisol levels. Do you know how important that is? Cortisol is one of your major hormones. Your major hormones are thyroid, adrenal, cortisol, and what's the fourth one? It'll come. I need my memory renew. It'll come to me in a minute.
No.
Thyroid, insulin,
Yeah.
cortisol, adrenals. Okay. If your adrenals are too high for too long a period of time, chronic high cortisol, that could lead to heart attack and stroke. And when you're, oh, I love doing this, I have to do it. When you are on hormone replacement, which so many of you are on bioidentical hormones, there's the minor hormones and then there's the major hormones. Minors are estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, pregnenolone. The majors are insulin, thyroid, adrenal, cortisol. Okay, when all the minors are in full production, like when you're in your 30s, and I used to say 40s and 50s, but now because of the environment, we're losing our hormone supply earlier. So when you decline in minors, which is estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, and pregnenolone, they dip down. When they dip down, guess what? Your majors rise. Insulin, that's why you're gaining weight in your sleep. Even though you didn't eat anything, you're just gaining weight and you don't know why. Thyroid, racing heart, or it doesn't matter if it's low thyroid or high thyroid, it's both just like almost torturous to not have a good working thyroid. Just check your thyroid. Adrenals, the racing heart you get at night, that means your adrenals are too high. Cortisol, you can't sleep. If you can't sleep, your cortisol is too high. And what you're flirting with is severe. So it's very important. Go to your qualified doctor and have them do lab work to see where all your levels are. You have to check them every year. That's your job, is to check your hormone levels every year. And then if you got the right doctor, and we will have that for you soon, they will see exactly what you need. You need a little more of this, but a little less of that, and a little more of this, and a little less of that. And when you get it right, it's like the greatest symphony. Okay, so that's ashwagandha. It helps control cortisol levels, and it enhances the effects of sage. And this sage is not the sage you burn. This is sage supports memory performance. In a double-blind placebo-controlled trial, this sage showed a significant improvement in attention, working memory, and recall. Kind of cool.
Is it the sage you grow
No.
in the pots?
No.
No?
No. No. You don't grow any pot.
Huh. Funny, Suzanne.
But it's disconcerting. I had to take painkiller for a year last year, and because I had to, and that was the most humbling experience for me, because I've tried to do everything for the last few decades natural, everything. And what I've come to accept is that when you need allopathic, meaning pharmaceutical drugs, they are a godsend. And with the pain that I had, it was a godsend. But what happened? I was able to wean off very, very easily, which I'm so glad that I didn't have an addictive tendency to it. I never felt high or anything. I just wanted that pain to go away, just go away. I slept a lot, but I also forgot a lot. And that, I think the most important part to me about me is my brain. I have a really good brain, contrary to popular thinking, having played the dumbest woman on television. But do you know how smart you have to be to play that dumb? Okay. I'm talking to Bruce and Caroline, and I have to ask them, what did I say? What was that like? I don't remember. It's like a block of my life just got erased, and it's a terrible thing. And I thought, how awful to have brain damage that is irreparable. Mine is all coming back now because of all the supplementation and the food I eat. Don't underestimate the food you eat. It's so important. It's what you put into the machine here, the body, is a direct reflection of your health and your aging. I eat perfect. I will say that. I eat perfect. What is perfect? You'll love what I eat. I eat butter, cream, sour cream, olive oil, full-fat cream cheese, reduced wine sauces, chicken piccata, the fish, I put butter all over, everything. But it's all organic. All the fats, the healthy fats I eat are all organic. So if you had a Maserati, I've given you this description before, you'd never put inferior fuel into your Maserati, and yet we put inferior fuel into our body all the time. I hope that this will spur you to make the best food choices. Just go to we have a store here, Clark's, where every single thing in the store is organic. So I can grab anything, and I know I'm clean and I'm clear. And then I grow so much of my own, not in this house, but my next house, I've got it all set up for another vegetable garden, which I can't wait. I'm so missing having a vegetable garden. So the food you eat is...
Speaking of which, you're talking about this Suzanne also included wild-crafted blueberry.
Yeah.
And the supplement, people always talk about how blueberries are so good for you. They call this brain fruit to support memory and learning and cognition as well. So she's got you covered.
And also in the brain, the memory renew is pregnenolone, which is one of your minor hormones, but it supports memory. How about that? They're just so, I rarely say this, just get it. Just get it. It's that good. And
hey, Alan, will you show the bottle up to camera since it's brand new?
Certainly.
Yeah. They just mowed the lawns out there, and man, that can start a whole...
And the other big ingredient in here, vipositin, did I say that correctly? Vipositin or vipositin?
Vipositine. I know I have tried.
Vipositine, which supports blood flow, oxygen, and nutrients. So
And
this
what do
is
you...
really, if you're taking something, one of those drugstore brain supplements and thinking like, oh, good for my memory, it does have one ingredient in there that they've proven to be good for memory. This is a total brain health formula. It's like a multivitamin for
Yeah,
your
how
brain
many?
that supports
One,
memory, but also supports the overall health of your brain. So that's why Suzanne wanted it to be this comprehensive.
There are 7 incredible ingredients in the Memory Renew. Sage, ashwagandha, wild-crafted blueberry, phosphatidylserine, UMP, try that one, uridine 5-monophosphate, pregnenolone, and I can't say it, vipositine. Yeah, vipositine. That's a lot of power in one capsule, and no, 2 capsules. Take 2 capsules every day. Just honestly, I don't say this very often. Just get this. And I just want to say one more time. They've just mowed all the lawns here on the golf course. We don't play golf. And all that grass comes up. And I don't normally have allergies, but man, my nose starts. I can feel it. So right before we came on the air, I took 2 nasal renew. I love nasal. If you saw in my vitamin cabinet over here, I have 20 bottles of nasal renew because both of us take it and it's that important. And every time somebody comes over here and they sneeze or cough, I give them a couple of bottles of it. It's so great. So.
Yeah, and by the way, when we haven't mentioned the promo code today is MEMORY25, and that's for 25% off all supplements.
Can you hold that up, Al?
Summers.com.
Okay. Hold up the promo code.
Okay.
Okay.
The other thing I wanted to mention is that the Memory Renew, it is a brand new product, and we had the show all set for today. We have just a few days of a delay on the shipping. They said we should have it within the week. So if you can order it today, we put it on the site so you can get it ordered, but there may be a few days delay in shipment until we just get that final shipment.
But did I hear through the grapevine that our oils are replenished now, and our balsamics?
Not quite, almost.
Almost, okay.
By the way,
How about these supply chain issues? Wow.
by
How
the
about
way,
what, honey?
You were talking about, what were you talking about?
Memories like the, yeah. Memory renew. Why
You
don't
know,
you have one?
The tough part is, I will, right now.
Yeah, have one
Okay.
right now.
I'm going to have two.
Have two. Yeah.
Okay. Now let me try and pull
But
this.
what just happened to him happens to all of us. And it's disconcerting, isn't it? It's because you're on track and then you'll start talking about something else and then you lose your focus. I find...
It's true. We have one customer who's asking because there's pregnenolone in it. Is the pregnenolone for women, or is it only for women, or is it also for men?
Men and women have the same minor hormones. Men have estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, DHEA, and pregnenolone. Just different levels than we women.
Okay.
Yeah,
And we have all
pregnenolone,
that.
It's the defender of brain health,
Yeah.
brain cell health. That's its main purpose. So good for men too.
Okay, Alan just took his memory renew, so let's see if he doesn't forget anything. You hardly have any memory lapses at all. Some of
for
our
it.
friends who are your age, they're like, yeah. Aging is about worn out parts. I'll say it over and over and over again. But today, Alan and I did something so exciting. You want to know what we did today?
I'd like to know.
We both had our eyebrows dyed and our eyelashes dyed.
You know, here's what I figured.
You want to show them your eyebrows?
Wow,
No.
I gotta see, Alan.
Here's what I figured.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just like lying on the table with this pretty girl
I'm now
playing with your
a
face.
full-time user of toe nail polish. Okay.
Yeah.
Suzanne insists I get my pedicure. I had never had a pedicure since Japan, and that was like 50 years ago.
When you
okay?
were the host of the Olympics
I wasn't the host, but I was a commentator.
commentator. Well, you were one of the voices of the
One of the
CBC
voices.
Olympics.
Okay.
And remember, we always remember those voices, Jim McKay and people like that.
So, what was I talking about?
I don't know.
Your eyelashes getting
Oh yeah. So when she
memory
finished
renewed.
doing my eyebrows, and my eyelashes, I looked at myself and I thought, oh no, this is not.
Oh, you didn't
good."
like it when you first saw it?
When I first saw it,
Uh-huh.
well,
Because it was
I
so
wasn't
pronounced.
used to it.
Yeah, right.
You're used to makeup.
Yeah,
You're
right.
used to
You're
it,
right.
so-
Right. I love mine immediately.
So I hadn't-
You're right. You don't wear eyebrow pencil and stuff, but it
Yeah.
looks so good.
So I
Can you
looked.
go on camera so we can see? I'm
Yeah.
worried.
You can pull
Or
your.
maybe
you can
the
pull
next
your- you
maybe
can-
the next show.
Well, put your glasses on. Just pull them down to show them your eyebrows, and then we'll see. You don't want to show them yet?
I don't mind.
They look good. His eyebrows were white and a little bushy, and she said, "Oh, I love doing bushy eyebrows." What a darling girl. Okay, be careful of that.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, hang on one second.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Careful.
Okay.
Okay. Now pull your glasses down a little, because he can't tolerate these bright lights. Do you see his eyebrows? Are you scared, Caroline, when you look at him?
Not quite. No, I can't
Pull
see
him down a
it.
little lower.
Yeah.
Pull him down a little lower.
Okay.
Baby.
Oh, no, it looks good.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Yeah,
was
no,
so
I
good.
thought you might look like one of those men when you have like
Oh, no.
when they dye their hair too
No,
black.
no,
No.
And you
no.
look like a mortician.
No, right. I have a friend right now who looks like a mortician. Oh, my God.
Actually, Suzanne did a one-nighter in Las Vegas for it was the National Cemetery
Morticians Convention.
Morticians Convention.
Yeah.
And what was really interesting, I think there were like 10,000 morticians there. They all dressed alike.
Yeah.
They all
That
wore
same funeral
yeah,
suit.
yeah, well-worn black suits
Yeah.
with white shirts and a thin white tie.
Right.
And the other thing that was interesting was that the entire ballroom that held 10,000 people smelled like a funeral home.
Yeah, it did.
Because instead of the big thing, a flower thing in the middle of the table,
It
that
had
usually
sprays.
yeah, it was flat like they
Yeah.
put on coffins,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and then they had sprays all the way around.
And then the
room.
guy who booked you for the entertainment director, it's pretty funny, an entertainment director for the Morticians Society, came backstage and he said, "We really appreciate it if you wouldn't make any jokes." And I said, "There's only..."
No, dead jokes.
No dad jokes,
Yeah.
yeah. So I said, so she can't do a layaway joke? No. So
this'll kill you.
Yeah, right.
When you hear this, you'll die laughing.
That's right. Can't do on the business is dead.
I had a whole
Yeah,
thing in my brain
right.
of where I was going to go, and I went, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That was that.
But they're a very good audience.
They were great.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's probably, they probably don't laugh very often.
No.
You know, when you're working with dead bodies.
Yeah, I do remember at my mother's funeral, my mother was laid out in front of us with an open casket, and my sister and I knelt down to pray, and then we sat in the front row, and the funeral director came over to my sister and I and said, looking around, "What would you have us do with her toe ring?" Toe ring?
That was her way of
That
saying,
was her little
screw you.
rebellious
Right.
thing, that underneath her shoe,
Yeah.
she was wearing a toe ring. I found that kind of wonderful.
And you know that your dad had no idea.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Maybe they did. Maybe
no,
they
no,
maybe.
no. He wouldn't have put up with a toe ring.
The other thing here today is NAC, N-acetylcysteine. I take this every single night of my life, and it's great for hangovers, I have to say. I take this, and I take milk thistle.
Milk thistle.
Yeah, which is our liver renew. Liver renew and has milk thistle in it. Milk thistle puts back what the alcohol might have drained, but NAC is for liver, keeping your liver clean, liver, lungs, and longevity. This is another one I'm just saying, just take it. It's a big mouthful, N-acetylcysteine, NAC. I take it every single night. I take a liver renew every single night. Now I'm going to take a memory renew every day.
Also, before you move on from that NAC, in today's climate, NAC is a really important one to support lung health.
Yes, and lung health.
So a lot of people were asking me last week, what are you taking, what are you taking, what are you taking? And you bet NAC was on that list.
Oh,
Vitamin
yeah.
C,
You
vitamin D,
last week when you
zinc.
had COVID. She had COVID.
Yeah, I was not going to say the word, but
How come?
it's okay. Because I'm talking about supplements.
Oh, okay. All right. You're human.
But
It
yes, I did
happens.
have COVID, and
But she had the Omicron variant, which is very mild. Not that it was an easy thing, but she's all out of the woods now.
I'm negative today, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm back. But anyway, it is important to have
It's so
some
important.
lung support.
Now,
right now,
the
and
next-
NAC is helpful for lung support.
And the next one I think is really a cool supplement. Ocular Renew. The main ingredient in Ocular Renew is saffron. There's, I'll tell you the other ones that are in there, but you know, we sit in front of bright lights. We sit in front of our computers. We sit in front of our TV sets. That blue light is so damaging, and macular degeneration is on the rise with younger and younger people. I watch macular degeneration up close with my mother, who, at the time of her death, she was essentially blind. She had 2% peripheral vision. It's a terrible, terrible disease. Ocular Renew is, let me see what I can say about it. I would say I'd go over the top with it because I think, oh, okay, it supports eye health. Saffron helps support vision and retinal function. Natural astaxanthin provides visual sharpness and eye health. Cyanidide 3 glucitide from European blackcurrant encourages regeneration of rhodopsin. I know this is all a bunch of garbage, but it the most damaging thing to our eyes these days is blue light, deep dark color light, high energy lights like TV and computers. Now I live with a man. You always say, why is he always wearing sunglasses? His eyes cannot take the bright lights. His eyes cannot take it out on the road at night. When we go out on the road at night, I bought him a pair of those glasses from that great spokesman. You know, the guy looks like he was in the army, and he's got big muscles, and he sells tack lights and tack glasses. And he's so, I always look at him and I think, if you're using it, I want to use it. So I ordered the tack glasses for Alan. It really helps him at night with driving because it cuts out the glare. The glare, when Dr. Gonzalez was alive, he was always so ahead of his time. he had a film that he put over his computer screen that cut out blue light. I don't know what it is. He's now gone, and I can't ask him. Miss him so much. Saffron's been shown to improve people's performance on the Snellen eye chart. Do you know what the Snellen? Now, when she gets quiet like this, then she comes just gone into her Google to find out what it is. Anyway.
You cut out for 1 second. I heard you call me a smarty pants.
Yeah, I was mocking you. Now I asked you about the Snellen eye chart, which I know nothing about, but everyone.
Oh, that's the one. You know when you're at the doctor and you're sitting in your seat and there's a chart over at the end and you have to say the letters on it.
Oh, well, you'll do better on that Snellen eye chart. Who knew? If you take saffron. Macular degeneration comes from phones, computers, and it's arising in people in their 20s and 30s. You don't want that to happen. It's all
Really?
damage from blue light. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. My sister has macular degeneration now, and it's very disturbing to me. The most damaging type of light that causes eye issues is blue light, deep, dark color light, high energy lights like TV and computers.
And I don't know about you guys, but like my kids, that computer, they go to sleep with it.
I
in their
know.
face.
There is a
That's how they
price.
watch that's how they consume their shows.
Yeah.
And,
There's
like,
going.
Amelia can't go to sleep without the computer on in her face.
And I can't go to sleep without the TV on yelling at me. I don't care what's on. Which, by the way, I watched that whole, all the episodes of Dope Sick. Wow, you told me to watch that. Blew my mind. And Michael Keaton, who I know, his performance was Academy Award worthy. He played the doctor who just wanted to help his patients, and this OxyContin came on the market, and the sales pitch for it was so phenomenal, and so he tried it on this patient and that patient and that patient, and suddenly the pain was gone and they felt so much better, but then they got addicted. And then he got addicted. And I've never seen such a performance of such subtleties. You know, when you do a movie, the slightest look of your eye, the slightest look away, like Meryl Streep. Want to watch an actress who's perfect? Watch her in Bridges of Madison County. What I was amazed by was the things she did, that she was talking to us without words, the kind of nervous sort of gestures and the things that she did, but never over the top. Anyway, Michael Keaton did that kind of performance, but what was startling was how addictive and the Purdue company had their comeuppance. They were.
She's just gonna tell you the whole thing.
I do.
Yeah, then
But you'll watch it anyway because it's on. Yeah.
then Hoffman
It's
put
so
his
good.
head
It really
on
is
Tom
very
Cruise's
well
shoulder.
It's got like, with the wealthy pharmaceutical companies sort of have that succession aspect happening.
Yeah.
And then you have the coal miner town.
Yeah.
And then you have this country doctor, and it takes all these stories of people from different walks of life and how the opioid crisis affected all of them. And
Right.
how much worse it was in these really poor communities. It's, tragic.
And for me personally, having been on that was the drug they gave me when I broke my neck, my spine, my hip, and cracked my teeth, which the pain was, I hear that I was squealing. I hear that sounds were coming out of me that I don't even remember. So this drug really was a godsend for me. After watching this series, I am so grateful that I was able to personally wean off. I never wanted to be on it. And I remember I was on 90 milligrams a day, 30, 30, 30. I remember when I said, I think I can go down to 60. And then I went 30 and 30. And then it took me a few months to wean off. Then I went from 60 to 30. And then one day I said to Alan, okay, you're going to have to watch me because I'm off it today. I'm going to take some black licorice and things like that to kind of pad the way. And I had no trouble. I didn't have any withdrawal. I didn't have anything. I just had relief that I was off of it and that my pain had reached a point where it was all now manageable with just eating good food and sleeping and loving and my supplements. I believe, for so many years, supplements have been poo-pooed as expensive urine. And yeah, well, let's see. I remember Oprah said to me when she had me lay out everything on the table that I take. And she looked at it and she goes, I'm lucky if I take a vitamin B every day. And I said, maybe you're right, but maybe I'm right. And in the end, we'll see. So whenever I see Oprah, I go, I don't know, still waiting. I bet anything Oprah is taking a lot of supplements now. She sent me a beautiful note one day. She said, dear Suzanne, you just might be a pioneer. How about that from Oprah Winfrey? And she called me one day. I didn't know her. I'd been on her show, but I didn't really know her. And she called me. This was maybe a decade and a half ago. She said, I just finished reading your book, Breakthrough.
Actually, 2 books.
She said, and then I read Ageless. And she said, I think you're onto something. She said, I'm the person you describe in the books. I'm the one padding around the house at night. I can't sleep. She said, everything you say about loss of hormones, she said, I'm experiencing. And I'm going to go to the doctor you recommend, because the doctor I was recommending lived in Santa Barbara, which she did. And when she said, I want you to come on my show, and I want you to turn on America to this new way to age. Imagine Oprah Winfrey saying that to me. And I went back there, and it was one of the most proud moments of my life to be able to bring this information. I don't sell hormones, so I didn't have any fiduciary interest in it. I just knew that it would change your life and make your quality of life return. What I live with now is I have great quality of life. And that's what was missing when I was in this injury and having to take drugs. My quality of life was non-existent, except that I ate great food. I had tender care from my beautiful, beautiful husband.
Nurse Al.
Oh my God, you were just so good to me, so tender. My children were so tender. Caroline made me food. Bruce came. Leslie made me food. Family's everything. Family is everything. Who you love and who loves you. I say it all the time. So I always say, out of every negative, if you sit back and let it just sort of simmer, you start to see the opportunity. Everything. I was talking to a woman today, and she had read my book, Keeping Secrets, and asked me about my father, and I said, he was the perfect father. I learned everything from him. I got the I'll show yous. I got it doesn't matter what you call me, you can't win. I know who I am inside. So look at all the negatives in your life as opportunities to grow spiritually and emotionally, because that is why we are here. And I said this a couple of weeks ago, but I saw John Voight being interviewed, and he's a conservative in Hollywood. That's really hard. That's really hard. Nobody likes you. You don't get the jobs. You are eschewed and
You're shunned.
And so he said, he was talking to himself, geez, it's difficult. This is so difficult, because he's an actor. He needs to act. And he heard a voice, like I hear voices, and the voice said, it's supposed to be difficult. And that was so mind-blowing to me, and I thought, yeah, these things that are sent to us, you break your whole right side, you crack all your teeth, you're supposed to learn something from it. If you don't, then it was just a wasted negativity. So I had a moment not too long ago where I thought, I rarely have this. I'm not who I am. And the voice said to me, you're more than who you were. And I thought, I am. I've learned, I've grown. This accident has brought me to a new place of gratitude. That I've always had gratitude, but this gratitude is deep and profound. Of all I ever say when I get out of bed and my hip is stiff, and it'll go away in time. And I think, I'm so lucky I can walk. And just turn it around every time. Any negative thing, just say to yourself, but how lucky I am to have this, and grow from it spiritually and emotionally. Now the next thing, hair, skin, and nails. I've been wearing my nails short, but it makes them strong. It makes your skin better. The girl who was doing my eyebrows today said she couldn't believe I was in my 70s, and I thought, yeah, she's looking at me real close. I take 4 of these every day. I don't like it. It's kind of gaggy. but I take 4 of those every day. The other thing I take 4 of that's not here is Bone Renew, because I broke my bones and I want my bones strong. So I take 4 of those every day. I take sexy.
I think Bone Renew is down to 2 a day, isn't it, Suzanne?
Well, if it is, I'll look on the back of the thing, because I've been taking 4, and it's not like it's fun to take 4.
No, because I know how many supplements you have to take.
Yeah.
I believe the new formula of Bone Renew, I have to look, but I thought it had been
Okay.
reduced to 2.
I'll go read on the back of my bottle and see how many.
Either I have to take more or you need to take less.
Okay, I hope you win. I hope you win. Now, the other thing is this Sexy Leg Renew. Kind of see the theme here today, brain, vein health. Do you have unsightly veins on your legs? I don't. And I think it's because I've been taking this for so long. My sister, who's a realtor in Northern California, sells Victorian houses in San Francisco. She said, there are days I can't even get up the stairs. And one day she said to me, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell these houses anymore. And she said, and then I realized I had run out of Sexy Leg Renew, and I had not taken it for 3 weeks. And she said, the difference is profound. So I sent her, a lifetime supply of it. She can't live without it. It's that important. So it helps with the unsightly veins, but it helps with the swelling. You know how they call them cankles. Your ankles get as big as your calves, and it's sore. It hurts. And Sexy Leg Renew. If you're struggling with your legs and cramps and things like that, try Sexy Leg Renew. And then the last one.
It really helps with the elasticity in your veins, and
Yes.
that elasticity gets stretched out as we get older, and then that blood, when it goes down into your lower extremities, if your veins aren't elastic enough, it can't pump back up, and that's why you get that swelling, and it's painful. So, it's like when you take your shoes off after you've been dancing, and then you can't put your shoe back on, it gets all swollen.
Or if you take your shoes off in the airplane, excuse me, and then you can't get your shoes back on. I always, whenever I get on an airplane, I immediately take Sexy Leg Renew. It's made from diasmin 95, which is sweet orange peel extract. I love the ingredients we use. And when I used to go to the south of France every summer for a vacation, the girlfriends that I developed over there that I'd see every year at the same time, all were going to the drugstore there and buying this for their legs. She said, oh, it makes your legs so much better. And it turns out it was diasmin 95 they were selling in the drugstore there. So the European women are always a little ahead of us, and that's good. And then the last one that's here today is the Digestive Renew. I won't talk about hydrochloric acid, but every meal, at the beginning of the meal, I take my hydrochloric acid. At the end of the meal, I take the digestive enzymes. Why? That's the way it pours in your body naturally, and it helps break down your food and send your food out to the right places. It's really important. Now, when you're younger, you didn't need it. But as you get older, aging is about worn out parts. You get older and you stop making these important things that are the processes of life and digestion. And how many people complain about indigestion? Indigestion. Well, why don't you take Digestive Renew so you don't have indigestion? These are all really important. So let me go through them again. Memory Renew. We saw Alan forget, and look, he's remembering.
Can you show these to camera while she's talking about
Sure.
Alan is now remembering everything, aren't you, Alan?
What?
You're so darling. Okay.
Okay.
NAC, N-acetylcysteine, liver, lungs, longevity, liver. If you drink any alcohol, you want to take this. Even if you don't drink alcohol, you want to take this and keep a healthy liver. The liver, it's impossible to describe the powerful effects of a well-working liver. Our liver is here, as I showed you. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial the other day with my body model, taking all the parts out. I really enjoyed doing that. But anyway, the liver is our detox organ, and it's supposed to handle everything, but the body never dreamed that we would be bombarded by so many chemicals, never dreamed about it. So aren't we lucky that we have an opportunity to restore health to our liver, lungs, and talk about longevity. Ocular Renew, that saffron helps the damage done from blue light on your computers, and it does much more than that, but I come from a family of macular degeneration. You don't want to lose any sense. You lose is tragic. Take this preventatively. It's really important. You're not going to not be looking at your computers. You're not going to be not looking at your phones or your TV sets. You're not. They're here to stay. So, Ocular Renew is prevention. It's really worthwhile prevention.
So I have to, now that you've said this about
Yes,
the
okay.
TV screen,
Uh-huh.
in our new house, there are 2 huge walls that are going to have the biggest television sets they've ever made covering those walls, okay? So we have to know whether the blue light from those TV screens are going to make us go blind.
Yeah, and maybe, I wish Nick Gonzalez was still alive. Maybe I can find out what he covered his screens with that could help somewhat. But
And
yes,
maybe there's a blue light protector that you could put right on the
I'm gonna do research on
the
that.
screen.
I'm gonna do research on that.
Hey, Eve Colony, Charlie Bear, did you name your body model?
Oh, I didn't. I'm up. Let's take it.
So we'll take names.
I was calling it Fred and Ethel because I have Ethel, who's usually front and center, but in a bag, I have Fred. If I want to explore, it just when it was Fred, it was just sort of weird to have Fred sitting on the table, where it didn't seem weird to me to have Ethel sitting on the table. You know what I mean?
You know, it's
And
very,
that body model fascinates me. The best gift you ever gave me, and I
Thank
love
you.
the diamonds you've given me. But I
Thank you.
love my body model.
You know, it's interesting on statues. Now, the university models a statue.
Yeah.
The male part
Mm-hmm.
is you look at it and go, "Are you kidding?" The little, it's
Yeah,
insignificant.
it's not like
Then you look at
Schwarzenegger. I guess.
Michael in Florence.
Yeah.
You know, Michael.
Oh, Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. He had a last name, Michelangelo.
Right, same thing. And think about the thinking process that goes through the mind of not only the
sculptor?
sculptor, but the sculptor who has been commissioned by
Yeah.
the church.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, they have no trouble showing big breasts, but we don't want to show big Michael.
That's right. Well, in this country, you can show breasts as long as you don't show nipples.
Yeah.
Who made that law?
I don't know, Al.
I mean,
I don't know.
it's crazy.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
so far it's Fred and Ethel. If you can come up with something better, but I thought that was kind of funny. And he's not often Fred, but he's often Ethel, or she's often Ethel.
Oh, yeah, someone criticized me because when I moved it over into your lap the other day,
Uh-huh.
I actually grabbed her by her crotch. I didn't
Oh.
realize it.
Oh, how was it for you?
Yeah, well, how was it for you?
Yeah, was it good for you? So, we got Memory Renew, NAC, Ocular Renew, Hair, Skin, and Nails, Sexy Leg Renew, and Digestive. Kind of took care of everything for you today.
Okay.
You know, when you go to the health food store, they rarely are able to tell you, excuse me, I get the hiccups so easy, what's in it for you, what's good for you, and what it can do for you. And maybe it's because they're not allowed to say, or maybe they're not informed. I am very informed. We are very informed at our company here, and we're very cognizant of what we're allowed to say and not allowed to say. If I could say what I really thought everything did, you'd have your medicine cabinet filled with this stuff. But I can't, and that's all right. That's all right. That's the
It is all
FDA is keeping the lid on things. You know, no snake oil salesman. I guess so many people over generations have made false claims and overpromised and everything. I don't. I just am saying everything I bring to you helps support the issue at hand. And in today's world, whatever help we can get is very important, especially with all the brain issues today. It's not just aging people. It's young people with ADD and ADHD and OCD and dyslexia and dyspraxia and dementia and Alzheimer's. All those things are prevalent 1 in 3 seniors now has Alzheimer's. Now I'm hearing people in 20s, 30s, and 40s are having issues. So we've got to take care of our brain. We've got to take care of all of our most important organs and glands. Every organ and every gland in your body is there for a reason. And I have a hard time in the allopathic medicine world where they just cavalierly take body parts out, like, well, you don't really need it. Well, you know, like all the women that have had hysterectomies, and I know a lot of you are now leaning forward because they were so cavalier about it. When they remove your uterus, you can no longer have those deep orgasm or uterine orgasms. How about that?
By the way,
Yeah.
you realize
Yeah.
there are a bunch of women who just heard what you said,
Mm-hmm.
who have turned to their husband and said, "What are these deep uterine orgasms?"
Oh, we women know. We
Suzanne's
women know.
talking.
We women know. Anyway, every organ is important. And so when you're with your doctor and these discussions come up, ask the negative. You know, okay, we take it out and it solves that, but what does it take away from me, the person, as a full person? It's important. And when I found out about that, I said to one doctor I was interviewing, you need to tell women this about removing the uterus, because it's done so, oh, you don't need it. You're not going to have any more children. What do you need it for? You need it. You need it. You need every body part. That's my little soapbox today. Anyway.
You know, it's interesting. We threw Digestive Renew into the mix today because, you know, normally when we're selling Gut Renew, there are so many products to help the gut. And I thought it was just worth having Suzanne mention just about Digestive Renew, because digestive enzymes, for some people, if you get bloated after you eat, it's only because you don't have the digestive enzymes to break it down.
Yeah, breaking it down.
You know, like Suzanne said, we had those enzymes when we were younger.
Yeah.
Especially if you notice, like, if you have trouble, maybe after you eat a fatty meal or after you eat vegetables that are hard to break down for some people, like broccoli and cauliflower. Some people have a hard time digesting protein. And you'll know it's like right after you eat and your stomach gets hard and you feel immediately like, it just hasn't quite gone down. That's
Yeah.
where you might try Digestive Renew. And
Yeah.
again, Suzanne talks about so many other products in the process, like the hydrochloric acid and the probiotic and the prebiotic and the gentle cold renew. But just wanted to highlight Digestive Renew on its own today, because for some people, if you get that bloat, Digestive Renew could be helpful for you.
Anytime you solve any digestive issues, you're living a better quality of life. Digestive issues take away from your quality of life. You know that. We've all talked about it. So,
Well, it's awful. You probably weigh more than you should.
yeah.
You're fatigued all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder how much, when you're all gassy, I wonder how many pounds that adds on the scale.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, I'm so glad I had the nasal renew, because you can't believe the amount of grass from the golf course grass that's coming up that normally makes
It's
me
funny.
sneeze like crazy.
I'm not reacting to
You
and
don't
I'm the
react to
one.
grass. I know, but you don't react to grass. I do. I've noticed. But wow, that nasal renew works so great for me. I love it. I am so proud of all of our supplements. I am so proud of our organic skincare, organic hair care, our organic color cosmetics. I'm so proud of our household cleaning products. I believe our little company here is doing something real good for humanity. I truly do. I truly do. We've got the insignia that says certified toxic free, can't be grown, it's grown organically, extracted organically, nothing upwind or downwind of the product can be toxic to contaminate it. And our skincare is 100% organic. It's so great. And we're using lipstick without lead. Today I've got caramelized peach on, if you like it. So I love that you all come here. I love, talking about all this stuff. I enjoyed giving my tutorial the other day with the body parts. You want to come and say goodbye, Al?
Sure.
Show them how cute you are.
I don't know how cute I am. But
You are so
I'll
cute.
say
And now that
goodbye.
you've got eyebrows, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow morning. I don't have any mascara on right now, and I don't have any eyebrow pencil on. All I had to do was put some eyeshadow and a lipstick and a little,
And that's all I'm gonna do
and
tomorrow.
everyone needs to hear that you use organic dye because they're concerned that you would put that on your eyes.
It is organic. That
It's
was,
all organic.
yeah,
guys.
that's what appealed to me about this woman. She's into it, and I even sent her home with a gift bag of stuff.
Wow.
I know.
Did you get a discount?
I gave it free. Because
No.
I can, you know.
No, did you get a discount on what she was charging?
No.
No.
She's one of the people that makes America work. The small
It's
business.
true.
She has a small business.
Yeah.
God bless all of you with small business. We are small business, and this is what is the foundation for America. And
Yeah, small business represents, or it used to, 70% of our gross national product.
yeah.
Really incredible.
So let's pray for this whole pandemic to be over, so small business can recoup and get back in the game again. It's been very difficult for so many of you. I love you all, and remember, it's not who you are. It's not what you do. It's not what you have. It's only about who you love and who loves you. So powerful. Good night. I love you.
Good night. I love you.
I love you
Good
too.
night.
Good night.